Hello, I am Pramod Kumar. Today our subject is accountancy. Our chapter is cash flow statement and we have divided it in 6 parts. 5 parts we have already covered. So this is the 6th part, last part of this chapter. In this, towards the end of this chapter we will try to understand how to prepare a cash flow statement. We have already learned everything else in the first 5 parts. So we have taken a sample balance sheet of Pioneer Industries Limited as on 31/3/16, right? And 2 years figures have been given so that we can derive cash flow statement out of the information given. What has been the inflow and outflow on account of operating activities, investing activities, financing activities, and net cash flow for Pioneer Industries Limited for 31/3/16, means for the year 2016. So on the right column 31/3/15 figures are there, on the left 31/3/16. So first is equity and liabilities, right? Under that shareholders funds, and it is divided into 2 parts: share capital, reserves and surplus. So share capital has increased from 5 lakhs to 7 lakhs, reserves and surplus from 2 lakhs to 3 lakhs 50,000. Then we come to non-current liabilities, which are not current. Long-term borrowing, bank loan, it was 1 lakh, now it has become 50,000. Then we come to current liabilities which are current. Trade payables, it was 50,000, has declined to 45,000. Other current liabilities, outstanding rent amount, it has gone up from 5,000 to 7,000. Third item under current liability is short-term provisions. It has gone up from 80,000 to 120,000. And total of liability side is 31/3/15 it was 935,000, 31/3/16 it is 1272,000. It has increased. Then we go to asset side. First we take non-current assets, fixed assets. Tangible assets, they were 5 lakhs, they remain at 5 lakhs, there is no change. Intangible assets, they were 1 lakh rupees, they have declined to 95,000 rupees. Non-current investment, 31/3/15 it was 0, 31/3/16 it is 1 lakh rupees. Then we go to current assets. Inventory has increased from 50,000 to 130,000. Trade receivables have increased from 80,000 to 120,000. Cash and cash equivalents have increased from 2,05,000 to 3,27,000. Total asset side 15, 935,000, 16, 1,272,000. Right? There are 4 notes. First note is in respect of short-term provisions, which has increased from 80,000 to 120,000. Short-term provisions constitutes of 2 items: proposed dividend and provision for taxes. Proposed dividend has increased from 50,000 to 70,000. Provision for taxes has increased from 30,000 to 50,000. Second note is tangible assets, which has remained at 5 lakhs. And the breakup is equipments from 2 lakhs to 2 lakhs 30,000. Furniture from 3 lakhs to 270,000. This has increased by 30,000. This has decreased by 30,000. Now, third note is patents, intangible assets. It has gone down from 100,000 to 95,000. 100,000 to 95,000. Fourth note is cash and cash equivalents from 205,000 to 327,000. 205,000, 5,000 is cash, 200,000 is bank balance. 327,000, 31/3/16, cash is 27,000, bank balance is 3 lakhs, right? Another additional information is during the year means 2015-2016, equipment costing 80,000 was purchased. Equipment costing 80,000 rupees was purchased. Loss on sale of equipment is 5,000 rupees. Loss on sale of equipment is 5,000 rupees. Depreciation is of 15,000 rupees on depreciation of rupees 15,000, and 30,000 is charged on equipments and furniture. 15,000 on equipments, 30,000 on furniture, depreciation, right? So now we need to draw those three operating activities: investing and financing. So we have already discussed that, and one thing, wherever something is not written, cash flow statement will be presumed to be arrived at through indirect method. And we have already discussed that under indirect method, the starting point is net profit before tax and extraordinary items. So first of all, we would like to know what is the net profit before. Here, what is the starting point? Net profit before tax and extraordinary items, right? So here you will find, here reserves and surplus have gone up by 1,50,000. Reserves and surplus have gone up by 1,50,000, right? And there are two provisions of the last year, this year. What are those provisions? Proposed dividend and provision for taxage. So we will add 70,000 plus 50,000, and what do we get? 270,000. So our starting point in this case, indirect method, is net profit before tax and extraordinary items. So reserves and surplus increased by 150,000. So that is on account of profits, and two provisions have been made during 31/3/16, 15-16, 70,000 and 50,000. So that is added back so that we can arrive at net profit before tax and extraordinary items. So that is 270,000, right? Now we will keep on adding and deducting those items which are required to be added and deducted for arriving at cash flow from operating activities. So a starting point is 270,000. So what are the items which will be added? We are talking of cash flow from operating activities. These are not operating activities. Here we go. Current liability. Current liability has declined from 50,000 to 45,000. Trade payables. So what will happen? Will they be added or deducted? When the current assets go up, we need to deduct. And when the current liability goes up, we need to, when the current assets go up, we need to deduct. When the current liabilities go up, we need to, current liability go up, then we need to add. So here, current liability is going down. So what do we do? What shall we do? Here, trade payables have gone down, right? So decrease in trade payables will be deducted. How do trade payables go down? On account of cash payments. When trade payables are up, it means they have not been paid, so more cash is there in the business. When trade payables are down, it means they have been paid, cash has gone out. So trade payables reduced amount will be deducted, that is 5,000. Other current liability, outstanding rent has gone up. Outstanding rent which was to be paid has gone up. Means it has not been paid, cash has not gone out. So what will happen? It will be added. So 2000 rupees will be added, right? Then we come to short term provisions. Short term provisions have increased from 80,000 to 120,000, right? Short term provisions which we have discussed here, one number, it has increased from 80,000 to 120,000. So there is an increase of 40,000, right? Short term provisions 120,000. So here 2,000 we have added, 270,000. Yes, 2,000 we have added, 5,000 we have deducted, right? And then we go to tangible assets, fixed assets, intangible assets. So under intangible assets, what has happened? It will not be covered here, right? But you will find that from 100,000 it has become 90,000. It means 5,000 rupees of patents has been written off. So what will happen? When 5,000 of patents has been written off, it means cash has gone out. So what shall we do? We will add it. It will be added back. P&L statement and other statements are prepared on accrual basis, but this we are preparing on cash basis. So these changes are required to be done, right? Tangible assets remains the same. This is 5,000 decrease. So patents have been written off 5,000. So it is added back. Then non-current investment, it will not come here. It will go into investing activity. Current assets, inventory has gone up by 80,000 rupees, from 50,000 to 80,000. So when current assets increase, cash flow decreases, because increase in current assets uses cash. So this 80,000 will come here, right? 80,000 is coming under. Next one is trade receivables. It has gone up by 40,000. So once again, current assets has gone up, means cash has gone down. So this will also be deducted here, right? Now cash and cash equivalent, it has gone up from 205,000 to 327,000. So here what will we do? What do we do? This will be the last item to arrive at our cash flow statement, right? So we need to 275,000, the amount of increase in other current liability outstanding rate increase has been added, right? And trade payables declined by 5,000 rupees has been, payables have declined, means here payables have declined, means it has been deducted from the cash flow, right? So we need to consider depreciation now. What is the depreciation? During the year, equipment costing 80,000 was purchased. Loss on sale of equipment amounted to 5,000. Loss amounted to 5,000. So it will be added back. Loss on sale of asset, it is added back, right? Depreciation of 15,000 and 30,000 on equipment and furniture. So 15,000 and 30,000 will be added back, plus 15,000 plus 30,000, right? Okay. Then we come to the last item, income tax. So what is the tax? How do we know what is the tax that is to be paid? Tax paid. How do we know tax paid? Here you will find tax paid is coming from 30,000 rupees is the tax paid. Yeah. Last year's provision, it has been presumed that provisions for taxes and dividend of last year have been paid during this year. Means 2014-15 provision, these two provisions have been paid during the year 2015-16. So here one more item we will deduct, and that is taxes, right? So now we come here 272, 282 and 45, 282, 327. Here we come to 327, right? And here it is 80, 120, 150, 155, right? 155. So what did we get here? 327 minus 155 is equal to 45, 145, 172 is equal to 172 positive cash flows out of operating activities, right? So we will keep here operating 172,000, right? Okay. See what we have done, we have arrived at the figure profit before tax and extraordinary items. And what we have done, depreciation on equipment, depreciation on furniture, patents written off, and loss of sale, loss on account of sale of equipment sale, we have added back. So it has become 327,000. And what we have deducted, decrease in trade payables. If payables are getting decreased, it means cash has been used. Increase in outstanding rent. If outstanding rent has increased, it means rent has not been paid. Cash has remained in the system. It has not gone out. So that has been added. Increase in trade receivables. If trade receivables have gone up, so we know when there is an increase in current assets, it results in use of cash. So it will be deducted. Increase in inventory, exactly like receivables, that also uses cash. And finally we deduct taxes paid. So whatever was the provision for taxation of last year, it has been presumed to be paid this year. So 327 minus 155 is equal to 170,000. So operating cash flow from operating activities is 172,000, right? Now we will do for investing activity, right? So how do we get at investing activity? Here you will find investing activity. First item is non-current liability of 100,000, right? So when we have invested in non-current asset, that is investing activity, but that is outflow. We have invested, so 100,000 is outflow, okay? Investing activity. Then purchase of new equipment. During the year, equipment costing 80,000 was purchased. So when we purchase fixed assets, cash goes out. So outflow of cash. Then proceeds from sale of equipment. How do we arrive at proceeds from sale of equipment? See, it's very simple. Here you will find proceeds, where it is fixed assets. Here you will find proceeds from sale of equipment. It was 200,000, right? Additional information is during the year equipment costing 80,000 was purchased, right? So previous year it was 200,000, here it is 200,000, and what did we do? 80,000 was added. Then sale of equipment amounted to loss of 5,000 rupees, minus 5,000, right? Then depreciation of 15,000 and 30,000, 15,000 on equipment, minus 15,000. So what do we get? 280 minus 20, 260. This figure should be 260, but it is only 230. It means 30,000 of machinery has been disposed of, sold, right? Once again, in order to arrive at proceeds from sale of equipment, you see equipment is 2 lakh rupees here, 2 lakh, and a new machinery during the year has been purchased of 80,000 rupees, so it will be added. There is a loss of 5,000 rupees on the sale of equipment, so it becomes 280 minus 5, 275, less depreciation of 15,000, 260, but here it is 230, which should have been 260, so it means 30,000 has been disposed of, cash has been received. And other way you can do it like this, that equipment account, debit credit, particular amount, particulars amount, right? So how do we do that? Balance brought down. What is the balance brought down? 2 lakhs, right? Balance brought down 2 lakhs. And what is the new purchase? 80,000 during the year. So it becomes 2 lakhs 80,000, right? Now we go to here. Depreciation. What is the depreciation? 15,000. And what is the loss on account of sale? P&L account? 5,000. Right? And what is the balance carried down? 230. 230. Total is 280. Because asset and liability need to be equal. So what is the balancing figure here? Balancing figure is 30,000. That is bank. This amount was received in the bank on account of sale of equipment. So equipment amount we got 30,000, and from that shortcut method also we got 30,000, right? So we were discussing cash flow from investing activities. So what do we get? 100,000 non-current investment outflow, 80,000 purchase of machinery outflow, and what is the inflow? 30,000, right? So what do we get here? 180 minus 30, 150,000. So from investing we get negative cash flow of 150,000, right? Now we will go to financing activity, right? Financing activity, how do we get it? It's very simple. Share capital has increased from 5 lakhs to 7 lakhs. So inflow of 2 lakhs is there, right? Share capital has increased from 5 lakhs to 7 lakhs. Inflow of 2 lakhs is there, and long term bank loan has declined from 100,000 to 50,000. So what has happened? Money goes out. When you reduce the loan, money goes out. So minus 50,000, right? Minus 50,000, and so under financing activity, share capital has increased by 2 lakhs from 5 lakhs to 7 lakhs. So that is inflow of cash, and long term borrowing bank loans has gone down from 100,000 to 50,000. So when the liability is reduced, cash is used, right? Cash is used. And another thing is, what has happened here, proposed dividend is 70,000. Proposed dividend of last year, this one, 2014-2015, it was provision for dividend, proposed dividend last year. So current year 2015-2016, it is assumed to have been paid. So that payment also is outflow of cash. So what do we get? 2 lakh plus 1 lakh minus, we get 1 lakh rupees positive cash flows from financing activities, right? So final figure, cash flow for 2015-16 for Pioneer Industries Limited is, how much it is there? 172 plus 100, 272 minus 152. So 122,000, right? 122,000 is the cash flow, and in this what do we add? We add the increase in cash and cash equivalent, which is of 122,000. No, at the beginning we will add, right? Whatever was at the beginning, 205 at the beginning of the year, not at the end of the year. So 205 will be added. So what do we get? We get 327,000, right? Cash and cash equivalent at the end. Earlier also we have discussed ABC, cash flow from operating activities, cash flow from investing activities, cash flow from financing activities, plus, what is the plus? Cash and cash equivalent at the beginning of the period, and finally we get cash and cash equivalent at the end of the period. This plus this is equal to this, and when we add, here we have added at the beginning cash and cash equivalent, right? So 122 plus beginning is cash and cash equivalent at the end, 327, right? So now once again, what we have done in this, out of all these figures we have derived, what we have derived? In order to arrive at the cash flow statement, first we have arrived at the first item. What is that? Net profit before tax and extraordinary items. Then we arrived at cash flow from operating activities, cash flow from investing activities, cash flow from financing activities, and we added cash and cash equivalent at the beginning of the period, and finally we got cash and cash equivalent at the end of the period. That is, what is that? Cash flow for 2015-16 Pioneer Industries Limited, and that figure, this figure will always tally with this cash and cash equivalent at the end of the period. Here it will always balance with this, right? So I hope you found it easy to understand, right? In case of any difficulty, you may please approach me on my email ID, which will be there at the thumbnail to the video, right? Thank you very much.